guys, welcome back. Today's video I'm going to be sitting down and playing with some drugstore items. Some of these are new to me, some of these are new to the drugstore, and some of these I've just been recently kind of playing around with, so I'm super excited to sit down. I just have a bunch of new items like foundations, eyeshadow palettes, cheek palettes, all that good stuff. So if you guys are interested on watching me play around with these and seeing what kind of look I create, then let's just go ahead and get started in today's video. While you guys are watching, hit that subscribe button down below, join my YouTube family, and hit that notification down below while you're at it, so that way you guys get notified whenever I post new videos. Excuse my shirt that's about to fly off. I'm just wearing like a little bralette, so it's not a huge deal, but we're gonna get started in today's video. And the first product, I just jumped on in. Yeah, we're just jumping on in. The first product that I'm using is the Milani Prime Perfection Face Primer. This is hydrating, pore minimizing. I've talked about this product a whole lot on my channel before. You guys know this if you've been here, but I love this primer. It's so good, and I feel like it is actually hydrating, and it does minimize the pores. It does exactly what it says. So I like to go in with this first. And then the next item that I'm using, this is the Catrice Light Correcting Serum Primer in the shade Candlelight. I've heard a lot of people talking about this. Unfortunately, I think I got one that was like broken at Ulta because this dropper doesn't work. But yeah, I've heard really good things. I've used it once and it did make my skin super glowy. Normally it's a dropper, but the dropper doesn't work, go figure. But yeah, I've used it once and I really like it, just like the nice glow that it gives to my skin. And I don't like spending a bunch of money on glowy primers just because I feel like there's so many good ones from the drugstore. So there's just no point in spending like $50 on a glowy primer, but I think this one was like $11 or $12, and I really like Catrice Cosmetics, so yeah. The next product is foundation, and this is the Loreal Infallible 24-Hour Freshwear Foundation. I've heard really good things about this on Desi Perkins' channel and a bunch of other people's, and it had really good reviews on Ulta, and I love the Infallible line, the Pro Matte and the Pro Glow from L'Oreal, so I decided to try this out, and it reminds me a lot of the NARS Radiant one, like the All Day Radiant Wear foundation. The only thing is with that foundation and this foundation, I feel like it's very specific to people's skin, so you're either gonna love this foundation or you're gonna hate it, like a lot of people do with normal foundations. But I've heard a lot of people say that if you use a brush with this, it doesn't work well. I've only used a sponge and it works amazing on me, and I will say it is a very thin consistency, which makes it feel very airlight on the skin. It's not cakey at all. I usually have to do like 2 layers to get a full coverage look, but with 1 layer it's more of a medium coverage, but I like that you can build it up, and it definitely lasts me all day long, and it looks very glowy and fresh on the skin. So I'm sorry that was so long, I just kind of had to get all of that out there. The next product is definitely not new. This is the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define This is the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define Full Coverage Conceal and Contour. So I'm going to just place some of that. I'm like almost out of this product. I don't even know if I can get any more out of it. I wasn't getting much out of that concealer, so I'm going to switch to my Colourpop No Filter Concealer. And this is just a tad bit darker than that one. This one's in the shade Fair Neutral. So I'm gonna take a little bit of that. Sorry if I'm looking over here, my mirror's over there. So I'm gonna take a little bit of that on my eyes, down my nose, my chin, and right here. I'm done blending that concealer out, so now I'm just going to cream contour. This is the Wet n Wild contour stick in the shade Call Me Maple. I use this a ton on my channel if you guys have been here before. And just going to buff that in. Super simple, super easy. I'm moving on to setting powder. This one's not new either. This is the RCMA No Color Powder. I like to use this when I'm doing my drugstore makeup looks, or I mean just in general, but I like my high-end powders a little bit more. But for something that's inexpensive and I don't want to pay $30 for, this is a pretty good one. And I'm just going to take a little bit of that on a brush and set everything that we put down. I have a new bronzer. This is the Wet n Wild Color Icon bronzer. This is in the shade Ticket to Brazil, and I think they just recently came out with these. This one's a little bit more on the warmer side. As you guys can see, it looks very warm, but it does look really nice on the skin and it blends out nicely. I just think I would have preferred something that's a little bit more cooler, but this is pretty matte. It's not like super shimmery or anything, so I like that. This next product I'm super excited to try. This is the Milani Luminoso Glow Shimmering Face Palette, and it just looks like this. I got it from Ulta this past weekend. I heard Nicole Cutler talking about it because I'm obsessed with her and I watch all her videos. And so she was trying a bunch of new products, and this was one of the ones that she said she really liked. So I'm really excited to try this out. I'm unsure of what to do. I think I'm just gonna like swirl my brush around this whole thing and just kind of like see what we end up with. Ooh, that's like super glowy on the skin. You guys can see that glow. Wow, that's like super glowy. Okay, really enjoy that. So I could just leave it like this, but I want just a tad bit more of a highlight just because this is newer to the drugstore and I love it so much. This is the Wet n Wild I'm So Lit highlight. I have the other one that is very similar to this, but it was limited edition, so I never talk about it. But this is such a blinding and beautiful highlight. If you guys just take whatever's on the lid, like you can see it's barely anything, but if you just take your highlighting brush, tap it off, and you guys can see like how stunning the highlight is, and it's so blinding, so beautiful, and I think this is a total of like $5. And this will probably last me for like the rest of my life. For eyeshadow palettes, I have two different things. These are both by Pixi right here. As you can see, the top one came broken, but this is the Neutral Beauty Eye Reflection Shadow Palette. And this one is the Reflex Light Shadow Palette. So this just has all shimmers. And this one has shimmers and some mattes. So I'm gonna go ahead and go in with the one that has some matte shades. And the first shade that I'm gonna take is this one right here. It has a name on the back. I believe it's called Rose Clay. I'm gonna take that right there. And I'm gonna take that inside of my transition area. Well, that blended out like flawlessly. Now the next shade I'm taking is this one, which is called Deep Taupe. And I'm gonna take it with the same brush. If you guys are curious, this is a Morphe brush. And it's like rubbed off. I don't even know what number this is. Yeah, honestly, I don't know what number this is, but it's just a Morphe blending brush. I don't want to go much darker, but I do want to smoke out the outer corner. So I'm going to take that same shade right here, which is the Deep Taupe shade. And I'm just going to place that more on my outer corner and try and smoke that out a little bit. I will say with this palette, there is quite a bit of fallout, if you guys can tell. So I'm just gonna grab a big fluffy brush and kind of brush that out of my face. Now I'm done with that palette. I'm gonna use this one. This is the Reflex Light one. And I'm gonna use this pinky shade right on this side. And this one's the shade, wait, okay, I've been saying these shades wrong. I'm so annoyed. I hate whenever palettes flip over the names on the back. So this one, this shade name is actually on this side, like back here, and this is called a Pink Luster. So I'm gonna take a little bit of that, and I have a Pixi brush too. This is the Pixi E01 brush. So I'm gonna take a little bit of this Cucumber 3-in-1 primer, and I'm gonna spray my brush and take a little bit of that shade and just put it all over my lid. Ooh, that's a really pretty color actually. I have a liquid eyeshadow I'm gonna put on top of here, so I'm not trying to be too precise, but I just want something on there. Okay, I'm gonna spray my brush again, and I'm actually going to take this shade right here, which is Vanilla Glitz right there, and I'm gonna put that on my inner corner just to give it a little pop. A little bit more on the yellow side, so I'm gonna go back to that pinky shade and put that on the inner corner just because I want to keep this more of like a cool toned look. Now I have this Wet n Wild Liquid Catsuit Shimmer Liquid Eyeshadow. This one's in the shade Fairytale Ending. If you guys can see, it's like a really pretty lilac color, so I figured it would go good with the sweater that I'm wearing right now. And I'm going to put a little bit of that all over my lid and kind of see how that looks. So that is the lilac-y shade right there. And then I actually have another one. I'm not going to use it today, obviously, because I already put this one on. But this one's in the shade Cashmere Love. If you guys can tell, it's like a bronzy, like more of like a cool toned bronzy color. So that's really pretty. And then I have this little eyeliner. It looks teeny tiny. This is from Essence, and this is their super precise eyeliner, and it's supposed to be long lasting and waterproof. So I'm gonna draw a little baby wing. I've been drawing little tiny wings, just kind of like flicking it out right here. And then I've been going with a lot of mascara. It's just been something that I like doing. So I'm gonna take a little bit of that on the outer corners. I need a small mirror. I cannot believe nothing that I've used today has a mirror. I'm kind of excited about this eyeliner because it looks really tiny. So I'm just gonna try and draw a little baby wing. All right, so that works pretty well. And now I'm gonna try this Essence Volume Stylist 18-Hour Lash Extension Mascara. It says it has lengthening fibers. So we're gonna see about that. My lashes are pretty long already, so it's pretty hard not to make them look long, but. So I obviously just did one eye and left the other because I wanted to see the difference, and wow, that's pretty good mascara. And I think this one's like $5 from Ulta, so that's awesome. But I'm gonna go ahead and do the other one to even this out so I don't look like a crazy person. That mascara did an amazing job, and the last item, oh wait, I have to do my brows. I didn't do anything to my brows. I'm gonna use this CoverGirl brow pencil. It's super skinny, super tiny. This one's in the shade 720 Soft Blonde. I use this a ton on my channel when I don't feel like paying 20 bucks for another brow pencil. Now we can move on to lips. I think this is a new one. This is Milani Satin Matte Lip, which I feel like will be the same formula as a Dose of Colors Desi X Katie Round 2 collection. May or may not be, but I have a good feeling it might. And I got the shade 02 Luxe, which looks exactly like the shade from the Desi and Katie collection, but we're gonna try this. Oh, this is a little bit more gray than that one, but. So that is a very cool toned lip color, which I feel is very different. It's very kind of grayish, mauve-y, purple color. So it's a very different color. I just don't know if it looks good on me or not. You guys let me know. We have one more product to complete this look, and this is the Pixi Skin Treats Rose Glow Mist. I love this line of skincare, the rose line. So hopefully I like this product right here, but I'm gonna go ahead. I will say now that the lips dried down, they are still a little bit more matte than what I thought it would be for being a satin matte. They're not like super drying yet, but they're definitely very matte. Anyways, I think that completes today's look. Let me know what you guys think about all of this right here. I haven't done cool tones in a long time, and I don't know how I feel about them on me, but I hope you guys did enjoy this video nonetheless. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to today's video, and hopefully I will see you in my next one. If you guys did subscribe, thank you so much, and I will see you guys later. Bye.